today is Bicycle Day. This morning we're going to be heading down to Mr. Bike Ski and Fitness in Escanaba. Ansley Watson is there telling us more about the fun of this day. Good morning, Ansley.
Good morning, Vicki. You would not believe how many bikes I'm surrounded by this morning in Mr. Bike. So many. Now today is Bicycle Day, but it's actually recognized for other reasons than you might expect. But this morning we're going to take the opportunity to talk all about biking, all the different styles and brands and shapes and sizes and colors. And there's so much more to talk about. So stay with us. Reporting live in Escanaba, Ansley Watson, TV6 News.
Thank you very much, Ansley. Looking forward to it as you get ready for the day. If biking is on your agenda, first off, in the dark, time to get those bicycles out and ride. Today is Bicycle Day. Telling us more about that, we have Ansley Watson. She's at Mr. Bike in Escanaba. Good morning, Ansley. Did you find that helmet yet?
Good morning, Vicki. There are a lot of helmets here, and just to please Sam, I need to probably wear one for the next one. But I'm not riding any bikes this morning, so hopefully I won't fall off and hurt myself. But joining me this morning is Matt Manager, and he is the owner here at Mr. Bike.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome,
Thanks
actually.
for being with
yeah,
us.
for sure. Love early mornings.
It is great, isn't
Best
it?
time of the day.
It really is. I agree. Morning people are the best.
Yep, no doubt. Bring it on.
So there are so many different styles and types of bikes here. I think more than people even realize.
Yep.
So
sure
you've
is.
got many types here in this store right here. Talk us through, walk us through all these different kinds of bikes.
Sure. We'll just talk about different categories of bikes, and then
Yeah.
we'll finish up maybe with how one's supposed to fit.
Of course.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this is your typical mountain bike. Now, for people that maybe aren't avid riders, the mountain bike wheel sizes change from a traditional 26 to what's called a 29-inch wheel in height. So that has kind of revolutionized mountain biking. So once you get this baby rolling, there's nothing stopping you. It just has a great road feel. It has a lot of momentum behind it, and it just rides really great.
So this is the typical mountain bike people would think of
Typical
riding on
mountain
trails.
bike, $500 to $5,000, and kind of for recreational use to performance racing.
Okay.
Yep.
And I also love the colors.
Color's great.
They're
Yep.
beautiful.
They've done a really great job with colors on bikes. Even just in the last
Yeah.
couple of years, it's come a long way.
They
Thankfully.
really
yeah.
have.
So people, you know, to some, it's a fashion statement, right? It's part of their lifestyle, so they wanted to emulate that, I guess, in
Of
the
course.
color. Yeah, for sure. And that one almost matches your green, not quite.
Yes, I
so.
would like to say so.
So this bike is called a hybrid, and it's called a hybrid because it is a hybrid. It bridges the gap between what we would know as a road bike and a mountain bike. Still uses the same height tire, but a much narrower profile and a much smoother tread pattern. A little higher pressure, so this rider is riding mostly on the roads, a little bit of hard-packed dirt or gravel, and this guy's probably doing 20 to 30 miles max at a ride. They're
Now-
not doing 80 miles on this thing, but
Wow.
they're a little more than to the ice cream store person.
When you sit on this one, are you leaning over as far? Because I know on road bikes people tend to lean over further than.
Yep, and the reason you actually want to lean over because you're trying to get a weight distribution between your hands and your seat. And if we're too upright on a road bike, after about 30, 40 miles, our you-know-what goes really numb.
Gotcha.
So we're trying to disperse that weight. This person's not quite as concerned with it because they're not riding 80 miles on this. They're riding 20 or 30 miles, so it's not as critical.
Okay.
So if we think of a beach cruiser with the big seat and the super high handlebars, that's all great and good because we're going to the ice cream store or we're just rolling around the park on it, you know? So that's your typical hybrid.
All right.
The next category would be a road. This specific bike is called a Crossroads because they still use a slightly beefier tire than a traditional road bike. They have a slightly higher front end to keep you in a little more relaxed position. And this bike is great. You can ride the road with your buddies 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 miles, or you can take it down the gravel. I did 30 miles in the Hiawatha on a bike like this a couple of years ago on 2-rut sand roads near Munising.
Okay.
So it's very capable of kind of going anywhere, so they call it any road.
So then a road bike, that doesn't even have as much tread on that.
Yep.
It's just that purely for road
Yep,
sense?
so the bike right behind you
Okay.
is very narrow tire, very low handlebar geometry on it, very skinny, high pressure tire. So that tire, you would put 100 pounds of air or more in it. This tire, you would put 80 to 90 pounds of air, a slightly softer ride, but a little more traction.
Okay. Well, thank you, Matt. We don't have time right now, but when we come back,
Welcome back. Well, this morning we're headed back to Mr. Bike in Escanaba because if you didn't know, today is International Bicycle Day. Ansley Watson is hanging out this morning. She says she's going to give it a little test run of the bicycles. Hopefully we've got that safety gear all on today, Ansley.
Here it is, Sam. Here's the helmet. And we're going to try it on because there's also a right and wrong way to wear a helmet, which joining me this morning is Matt Merringer, the owner here at Mr. Bike. Thanks for being with me. Good
Absolutely.
morning.
Great to be here.
Yeah, so
Yes.
here's our helmet. Talk to us about what is the right and wrong way. How do you wear a helmet properly?
So first, if the helmet doesn't have this, you shouldn't wear it at all, because this is what prevents the helmet from going back on your head. Everyone's seen people riding down the road with their forehead exposed. That's a no-no. So all the modern helmets that are approved have this back.
I was going to say, are there helmets that don't have that?
There is,
really?
and they just need to go in the garbage. Yep, for
No
sure.
good.
Yep.
Okay.
So when we put this on, we want the helmet to fit snug even without the straps. So kind of the test is, if you shake your head, we want to be sure the helmet's not dishing around on there. Most of the new helmets have a real simple adjustment here, kind of like a hard hat, to expand the inner size parameters of it. So you can get it to fit as snug or as loose as you want. Once you get that wobbly thing figured out, you just adjust your straps and you go.
And how do you suggest wearing the chin strap? Should that be kind of snug underneath your chin
Moderately
then as
snug, a couple fingers in there is real typical.
Okay.
Yep. And remember this also, if you crash on a modern helmet, you throw it away. If your
Really?
head hits, because they internally explode. You don't even see it on the external. But
You're
they're designed to
kidding.
do that.
So what, this foam?
Yep, inside of here is webbed with fiberglass and carbon, and it actually disintegrates inside of the helmet, of the shell. You can't even see it. So, I mean, you have to take a real head hit for that to happen. But if you take a real head hit, thank God you had a helmet on, and throw it away and spend $50 and just buy a new one.
All right, well, that's good to know.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, so now we have our bike here, and you say that you actually see people all the time riding a bike incorrectly.
I do, yes. And incorrect is okay if you only want to go a couple miles, but if you want to go more than that, we want to be fit properly. So we've kind of preset this up for you, and we're going to just go over a couple real quick things, so I'll have you climb up on there. So this is a relaxed geometry road bike, and when we're on it, and our foot is at the bottommost pedal stroke, we want our knee to just be slightly bent. If we were to draw a vertical line from here, it should come across the ball of our foot.
Okay.
That's the proper seat angle for, it helps eliminate cramping, it gives you the most power, it's not bad on your knees. So that's what we're looking for on every bike other than a little kid's bike. Whether it's a road bike or a mountain bike, we're all looking for that same angle. Then when you're on your handlebar here, we're going to go right here. On this bike, we're looking for about a 60-degree back angle, where if we were on a traditional road bike, we'd be looking for about a 45-degree angle, slightly more prone forward than this. This is like a comfort geometry.
I was going to say, what does the leaning forward do more than sitting straight up?
Yep, because if you're too straight up, your butt gets really sore, and if you're too far forward, your hand gets really sore. So imagine this thing's like a teeter-totter, and you're trying to find that sweet spot to balance your body weight out. And it takes a while. You have to play with seat height and handlebar height. But once you find that sweet spot, then you're riding 30, 40, 60, 80 miles, and you're not uncomfortable. And that's what the goal is. Yep. At the
Now,
end
you've
of
been
the day.
doing this a long time. Have you seen people come in here who aren't really bike riders and have found the perfect bike and they love riding now?
Yes, and if they're willing to work through some of the fit issues, cycling is everything to them now. Where before, after 10 miles, they hated it because they hurt everywhere. So they were willing to work with it, and that's what bike shops do.
Well, I know the seat's a huge thing too.
It is, yep. Seat height, angle, and the seat style. And women need a women's seat, and guys need a guy's seat.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, Matt.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
So much information.
Yeah, great to be here.
Thank you. Reporting live in Escanaba, Ansley Watson, and we'll be back with more of your TV6 Morning News after the break.